Hi everyone, welcome to Crafting with Julia. I'm Julia and I'm so glad you tuned in today. If you enjoy my video, please hit the like button and leave me a comment. I love to get feedback from my viewers. Also, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can be notified of all my newly released videos. Also, feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I invite you to join my Facebook group called Crafting with Julia's Creative Community, where you can be part of my crafting family. All of those links are in the description below this video. This isn't just an owl, it's a rice heating pad. So this is an easy tutorial on how to make a rice heating pad. It's the perfect project if you're looking to make a one-of-a-kind Valentine gift or any gift for that matter. These are great if you put them in the microwave. They ease your aches and pains, or they can also be put in the freezer for your boo-boos. If you just want to snuggle up on the couch or place them at your feet, they're a great little thing to warm you up. You can also turn them into aromatherapy rice bags by simply adding herbs or essential oils. And even better, they are so simple to make. So let's get started. Okay, so let's go over the pattern. So you want to download the pattern, print it out on heavy cardstock, and cut it out. And we're going to lay it on your fabric. So I chose all coordinating fabrics for my owl. So this is going to be the body of the owl. Now, before I trace that, I want to do all my other pieces first because they're going to be sewn to the front of the owl. So I want to sew them on first before I attach the back to the front. So let's go over the eyes. Now, I already made the eyes. And these are 3 circles. So the larger one is my white, the middle is the green, and the small is the black. Now I chose those colors. You can choose any colors you wish. I also used felt as my fabric, but you can go ahead and use regular fabric. It's just more difficult because you're going to have a raw edge because there's no way to sew the circle unless you sew it first and then turn it right side out, which I think is a lot of work. So I just chose to use the felt. So those are my eyes. And then I just sewed the middle layer on, and then I sewed the top layer on. Okay, those are my eyes. All right, moving on. This is my beak. You're just going to cut one out in felt. Again, you could do fabric if you wish, but I'm using felt, and that's going to get sewn on to the front as well. These are the wings, and I chose coordinating fabric, so I am going to turn them right side together, and I am going to draw just this part because that is where I'm going to sew. I'm just going to sew that part. Then I'm going to cut it longer because that is going to be attached to the body before I sew it. So I am going to turn them around and I'm going to sew so that that is sewn right into the owl. But I will show you that part when we get to it. And then my heart, I am going to sew all the way around and leave this opening. Turn it right side out because that is also going to get sewn to the body. Okay, so let me go sew my pieces and I'll let you know how to put it together. So you want to sew your pieces on the front of the fabric first. And let me show you how to do that since the marking is not on the front, but it is on the back. That's where you traced it, obviously. You're going to trace it on the back of the fabric. So how do you position it to the front? So this is what I did. I take my piece, so I already did the eyes and the nose, so this is how I did it. I take my piece, I trace my pattern, and now I am going to put my pieces down to where I think I want them to be. So what I did for the nose, I put the nose on first, and I just measured from the top to where I wanted the nose to start, and I just put a pin in there and then turned it right side out, turned it to the right side, and that's where I pinned my nose. So all I had to do was get my nose on, and then the eyes were easy to sew because it goes where it goes on the nose. So now I'm going to position my heart, and that's where I want it. I want it right beneath the beak. So I'm going to pin it right there. And now I'm going to sew all the way around. So all you have to do is get your beak on, and then you'll know where to place the other pieces. Okay, now we're ready to pin the wings on. So I want to sew the wings right into the body. So what I'm going to do is I am going to place the wings inside the body, and then we're going to sew. So where do you place them? So let's turn the fabric over, and judging by where my face is, that's where I want. Now this is my seam here, so I want the seam to be inside. So we are going to pin this right there. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing for the other side. So I want it to be right there. I want it to be even with the other side. So okay, so we're going to pin it right there. See, I think that's a little lopsided. Okay, so now I'm going to put my right sides together, and I am going to sew all the way around, and I'm going to leave this part open so that we can turn it right side out. Okay, let's turn it right side out and see what we got. So I'm using my fabric tube to turn it right side out. Okay, cute, huh? So I'm going to iron it, and then we're going to fill it with some rice. So I'm just using regular long grain rice. I'm going to take a funnel, and we are going to now fill the bag with some rice. Okay, And now I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine and I'm just going to sew this closed. I don't want to hand stitch it because this really needs a good seam because you don't want the rice to come out, obviously. So I'm going to sew this closed with my sewing machine, but that's the rice bag. So what you do is you put it in the microwave. Everyone's microwave is different, so I would start with a half a minute and see how hot it gets. And also the temperature is according to your preference. I like it really hot, so I put it in for about a minute. But you'll see it's very therapeutic, and the moisture from the rice, it's almost like a hydroculator. And it's a really cute gift to give to someone. I also made this tag with my Cricut. I will always love you, and this makes such a great gift. So I am going to pin it to the ear and maybe put a little bow on it, and I am going to give this as a gift for Valentine's Day. So this is how it looks with the seam on the bottom. So I just did a seam and it's done. I put my little tag on it and it's done. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again real soon. Happy crafting!